Good morning. It's Monday morning. It's the 1st of June today, and welcome to the start of our new term. So I hope you had a lovely half-term week. I've been out on my bike lots. I've done lots of cycling, and I've walked Alfie the dog all around the woods. So I've had a lovely week, and hope you have too. Now, you'll be aware from having seen stuff in the news or having talked to mums and dads and people at home that schools are starting to reopen. And that's because fewer and fewer people are catching coronavirus, which is brilliant. Now, what that means is when you guys come back to school is that so that we can make sure that as few people get coronavirus as possible, so that we can keep you as safe as possible, we've made some changes in school to how things are and where you're going to be doing your lessons and what sorts of things you're going to be doing. And your teachers are going to be telling you a little bit about that over the next few days. So if you're in year 1 or year 6, we'd like you to come back next Monday. That's on the 8th. And that's if mums and dads think it's okay to do. And it might be they say, actually, do you know what? We're going to give it another couple of weeks before we go back. And that's okay. Or it might be that you come back in on the 8th. And that's cool as well. And your teachers will see you and will be happy that you're with us. Now, for the children who are in reception and in nursery, you guys are going to be coming back on the 15th, which is 2 weeks' time, if mums and dads say it's okay. And we'll be making sure that you're okay and happy and safe in school as well. And we can't wait to see you. But things are going to look a little bit different. We've changed some of the rooms around. We've moved some desks. We've moved some tables. And, this is important, you're not going to be in your big classes of 30. You're going to be in smaller groups. And you're going to be taught by possibly a different adult. Now, I can't tell you all individually which adult you're going to be taught by, but that letter will be going out to mums and dads today, so they'll know and they'll be able to say that you're with this teacher or with that teacher or whoever. Okay, but whatever happens, that teacher is really, really looking forward to seeing you. Now, they're going to see you a little bit sooner than next week because each of the teachers who has got their little group of 15 children, so you'll be in a class of 15, they're going to do a Google Meet with your group of 15 at some point during this week, and they're going to show you where you're going to come into school, where you're going to sit, what the classroom looks like now, to show you what everything is like in school so that you feel happy and comfortable coming into school. Now, some of you, when you come in, you're going to be full of, yay, it's very exciting, hooray, hooray, hooray. And other people might be a little bit worried. They might be a little bit nervous. And mums and dads might be a little bit worried or a little bit nervous about being outside as well. So what we're going to do in assemblies this week is we're going to talk about being worried or being anxious and how we can deal with being worried or being anxious and how we can make ourselves feel a little bit better about it. Okay? Because there's no point in just being worried. You've got to do something. You've actually got to do something about being worried. It's just like if you don't know your 3 times table, you can't just sit there and go, well, I don't know it. You've got to put some effort in. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put some effort in to not being worried. What can we do if we feel anxious, if we feel worried, and how can we make ourselves feel a little bit better about it? So 3 assemblies this week, all about being anxious and being worried and how to deal with it. Okay, let's have a look at the story we're going to use today. It's called Find Your Calm, a mindful approach to relieve anxiety and grow your bravery. Okay, so let's see what we can do then. Anxiety, that's a posh word for worry about something, can feel big and powerful. It can show up suddenly without warning. It startles me. Sometimes it seems to go everywhere I do. It might be that you're anxious, you're worried when you're in your bedroom or when you're at school. It might be that you're anxious when you're playing with your friends. It could be about anything. In class, it brings a jumble of thoughts racing through my head. It's hard to think clearly. Oh, look at that jumble of thoughts racing through her head. Before getting on the school bus, my body feels like it's moving in every different direction. I'm overwhelmed. And this book is an American book, and in America there's big yellow school buses like that, and a lot of children will go on the school bus. And I know at Wincham we don't have children coming to school on the bus, but it's an example of a different situation. And in this situation, she's very worried, very anxious about getting on the bus. It's making her body feel like it's moving in lots of different directions at the same time. At the doctor's office, I freeze. It's too much to handle. When anxiety comes crashing in like thunder, it can feel scary, but I've learned what to do. Dad explained that feeling anxious or worried is normal. Everybody feels this way sometimes. It's the way our body and brain let us know there's danger. And these feelings can be really helpful if there really is a threat, but most of the time it's a false alarm. We're not really in danger. So we need to feel a sense of safety again so that we can find calm. So that idea of feeling safe is really, really important. Here's what I do to help me feel safe. I look around and I scan for the reminders of safety, the things I know that are around me that make me feel safe. The big things, like a parent or an adult that we trust, or the small things, like a picture that we see on the wall every day. Could be a friendly face, a colour or shape, a tree or flower, or anything else my eyes land on that's familiar. It's comforting, it's calming to me. So just look around and you can see those things that you know that are always there. Stop the video and have a look around right now. Find 5 things that you can see, that you always see, wherever you are where you sit and watch this. Tell your grown-up which 5 things you've seen. Well done. I also use my other senses to become aware of my surroundings. I can pay attention to what I hear, smell, touch, or taste. This helps my mind and body focus on what's happening right now. It's called being in the moment, and we'll talk a little bit more about hear, smell, touch, and taste at the end of the story. I pay attention to my breath, in and out. There is no rush, and we've talked lots about finger breathing. There's no danger. You can tell yourself there's no danger. I'm ready to pay attention to how anxiety shows up in my body. I feel the thump, thump, thump of my chest as I wait for my turn in the class show and tell. I notice the jiggle in my legs before climbing onto the school bus. I pay attention to the tight squeeze on my shoulders when it's my turn to see the doctor. But the anxiety doesn't take over. So she can feel the thump and know it's there and go, right, yeah, that's happening, that's a thing, okay. Or I can notice the jiggle. I know I'm getting fidgety. I know I want my legs to move. And I'm saying, yeah, okay, all right, I know that's okay. I know that's happening. I can feel my shoulders hunching slightly when it's my turn to see the doctor. And you think, I know that's happening. It's okay that that's happening. I feel my feet on the ground. I notice the weight of my body connected to the earth beneath me. My breath deepens. I'm not frozen anymore. Slowly, I'm ready to move. My thoughts quiet down. I can do this. My bravery grows. I feel its strength in my legs and notice as it spreads to my chest. I stand more powerfully. I move more confidently. I'm okay. I'm safe. My body pulses with bravery's rhythm. I was nervous speaking in front of the class, but I did it. The shot, the injection, hurt, but I got through it. Riding the school bus was hard at first, but I'm proud of myself because now I do it every day. Anxiety still storms in, but I know what to do. I use my breath and my senses to connect with my safety in my body and find my calm. When I do this, my bravery grows and I know I can get through this. Sometimes I get through it on my own and sometimes with the help of someone I trust. So, there we go, guys. We've got examples of how we can feel better. Now, there's lots of science and lots of research that has been done about this, and we've talked about this in an assembly before. It's all to do with the oxygen in your brain. And the more oxygen you can get in your brain, the more it calms you down and slows everything down so that you don't feel quite so panicky. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick look at what those techniques are called. Okay, so it's called grounding activities. Okay, and this is really, 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 really good. So scan for safety. So if you're feeling panicky, if you're worried because you haven't been out of the house before, and when you go out of the house for the first time because you haven't been out in 10 weeks, that's a long time, you go out and you look around and you notice what's around. What do your eyes land on? It might be a tree. It might be the shape of a car, something that's familiar or comforting or calming to you. And this activity, using your senses, is called 5-4-3-2-1. And it's a brilliant, brilliant activity. It really, really works. I use this. So you look around, you concentrate on all the things around you, and you name 5 things that you can see. So you might say tree, house, hedge, car, cat. And then you name 4 things that you can feel. So you might have the wind on your face, you might have the squeeze of your shoes around your feet, you might have the feeling of your jumper tied around your waist, and you might have the feeling of a hat on your head. And then you concentrate on 3 things that you can hear. So very, very still. What can you hear? You might hear traffic. You might hear next door neighbour's dog. You might hear your brother talking. 2 things that you can smell. Big deep breath. You might smell the scent of cut grass. You might smell a car exhaust. And last one is 1 thing that you can taste. That's a bit more difficult, that one. But you might taste a kind of tang in the air. It might be it's a meal time when you're doing this, and you can think about the taste of your food. I usually find when I do this, but by the time I've got down to 2 things that I can smell, I don't need to think of anything that I taste, because I can calm myself down already. So, breathing and connecting with your body. We know about breathing because we do this in assembly a lot, but finger breathing, in and out, and in and out, and in, out, breathe in, breathe out. It calms you down. It calms you down, and it works really, really well. And it means that you get more oxygen to the front of your brain, which means that you are calmer and you are less likely to feel scared and panicky. And connecting with your body is kind of like the grounding activity, the 5-4-3-2-1 activity, because you're noticing all of those things around you. Okay, so it's a case of thinking about all of those things. So when you feel a little bit worried, it's okay to feel worried. That's all right. We all feel worried from time to time, but we can all do something about it. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to try with somebody at home, going outside and going for a walk, your little bit of exercise, just like you have been doing. But see if you can go somewhere different, because you might feel a little bit worried about it. You might feel a little bit anxious. Okay, and when you do that, try that grounding activity, that 5-4-3-2-1. So 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. Okay, try that and see if it works. And it might be that in the current situation right now you're okay and you're not worried about going back to school, or you're not worried about going out, and you're quite confident. And if that's the case, great, well done. Everybody's different, and that's okay as well. Just tuck this assembly in the back of your head, because you might want to use it another time, and there might be something else that you feel anxious about, because that's normal too. Right, there we go, guys. That's today's assembly, so have a think about those things. Tomorrow we've got an assembly with the Picture News team, and on Wednesday we'll be talking again about anxiety and worry and how we're coming back to school. And on Thursday the assembly is with the Oaks Academy, and Friday is me again, and we'll be talking a little bit more about how we might be feeling coming back into school. Keep an eye out in Google Classroom, because there will be information from your teachers about the meet that you're going to do to show you what's going to happen when you come back into school. And all the teachers are in school this week, so that we can plan and make sure everything is okay for you guys when you come back, if you're coming back in Year 1 or Year 6 or reception or nursery. Okay, there we go, guys. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye-bye.